A train seems simple, but ensuring its safe journey is a complex task built on a fundamental principle. Everything must be designed to fail safely. To prevent collisions, the railway is divided into sections called blocks, with only one train allowed per block. The most common way to enforce this is with a track circuit. A low-voltage current runs through the rails. When a train enters, its metal wheels create a short circuit, which the system detects. If the power fails or a wire breaks, the circuit is also broken. The system interprets any loss of signal as occupied, defaulting to the safest state. A red signal. That's fail-safe design. An alternative is the axle counter, which counts axles in and out of a block. If the numbers don't match, the block stays occupied. Line-side signals translate this information for the driver. Red means stop, green means the block ahead is clear, and yellow is a warning to prepare to stop at the next signal, giving drivers time to brake safely. Modern systems like ETCS or PTC transmit speed limits and how far the train can safely travel directly into the cab. If a driver risks passing a red signal, the system can automatically apply the brakes. The logical brain behind all this is the interlocking. It's a system that ensures only safe combinations are possible. When a route is set for one train, the interlocking locks any conflicting routes, a concept called flank protection. To change paths, trains use a switch, or turnout. A motor shoves the points into position, a lock physically pins them, and sensors must prove to the interlocking that the switch is correctly aligned and secured. So, before a signal ever turns green, the interlocking confirms the track is clear, all switches are locked, and no conflicting routes are possible. If any step isn't proven safe, the signal stays red. It's not a request, it's a rule.